Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm happy to present another installment of celebrating Pueblo art and artists, community art and artists. I'm Bree Pappan. I am the Museum Services Coordinator here at the Pueblo Library District in Pueblo, Colorado. And I am really excited to be joined tonight by Jeffery Arellano, who is our featured artist for the month of May here at the Library District. And he just had a really successful First Friday Art Walk opening here on the third floor at the Rawlings Library branch. Welcome, Jeffery.
Thanks for having me, Bree.
Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, we're going to have an exciting talk and take a look at some of your artwork. First, I want to just kind of talk a little bit about you. So Jeffery Arellano identifies as a Colorado urban abstract artist. He's a Colorado native, born and raised in Pueblo. Over the past decade, Jeffery has been participating in art shows and live painting in the Colorado region, and his paintings have sold all over the country. He says, "My art isn't the cleanest or the most detailed, but it's mine. I don't do it for anyone but me. It's what and how I feel." Jeff describes his artistic style as urban abstract. Jeffery was chosen as the Best in Show winner in the professional category at the 2021 Colorado State Fair. And his piece, "Don't Forget to Fly," was chosen as Best in Show winner. It's a 4x4 foot painting. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook. So again, Jeff, thanks so much for being here. I want to just share a quick flash of "Don't Forget to Fly."
Yeah, that was pretty
Great
big piece. Like you said, 4 feet by 4 feet.
Yeah.
And I actually painted that, quick side story, I painted that live on Facebook. It was actually when the pandemic started and we were all stuck at home for 2 weeks. So the very first day I said, I can't be sitting on this couch all day. I got to paint something.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's really a fantastic piece. It's so telling, and it's just a wonderful emotional piece, I think. Yeah. And I think it probably really relates to a lot of people. And it's now in a new home as well.
Yeah.
So, and when did you have a show previously to the one here?
Actually, yeah, it was at the Blowback Gallery on Clark Street there, or not Clark Street, I think it's D Street. And they had a holiday show. And what was neat about that is somebody bought it that I never met, I never seen. So like you said, it's in somebody's house that I don't even know. And that always makes you feel good when it's not a friend or a family member. That as an artist, I think that makes you feel even better because you had no ties or connections with them at all.
Right. You just know that it spoke to that person and they needed it in their life.
Exactly.
And so that's probably, that's the ultimate kind of cherry on the sundae in terms of,
exactly.
In terms of your artwork speaking to other people, not just to yourself. So I want to just take some time now to go through a few of your pieces, and I'd love for you to talk about the inspiration behind them. Subject matter, but also I would love for you to talk about a little bit, actually, to start that, kind of how you got started as an artist and what led you on this path to become a professional artist.
Yeah. So my earliest that I could remember was at church. We had long services, 2-3 hours, and I was probably 3 years old, little. And my grandma Gisela, she would just say, this is before iPads, this is before iPhones, we had video
technology.
Games. Yep. So it was just a piece of paper and a pen. And what's so funny, I have a good memory because I was really close to her, but it was she looked at me and she said, "You're pretty good." She with her German accent, she was so cute. And she said, "Wow," she kind of saw something. And then I noticed when I was in kindergarten, that's actually how I met my best friend till this day. We were side by side and we were drawing, and he goes, "You're pretty good." And it was a wrestler we liked, the Ultimate Warrior, and he was kind of, so after that we started talking. And a neat side story, so I go over his house and there's all this artwork, and his dad was the art teacher at Risley for 30 years, Paul Munoz. So I grew up around art, and then after that it just flourished. I want to say in 3rd grade I was the cartoonist of our Goodnight newspaper, so that was kind of cool being a 3rd grader and already, you know, the cartoonist of the local newspaper. And teachers would always have me draw presidents or stuff for their walls. And then it just evolved. Middle school, I did the same thing. And then high school, it started kind of lifting off. I started getting recognitions. I started doing walls. At Central High, I had a billboard for Central High. I think that was on Northern. And then, you know, then I talked to you earlier. I kind of sprung out into pottery, and I never knew, you know, I never messed with clay, and I just started making faces and figures, and I got some awards for that. And then the funny thing with art, you know, any type of art, music, art, you know, if you don't do it, you could kind of, you know, put it to the side. So right. I say from 20 to 24, I kind of put it to the side, and I didn't really draw. I didn't really paint. And then I started up again. And then my buddy who had he had a gallery downtown, Brian Spillman, he contacted me, and I didn't even really know him at the time, but he said, "Hey, I heard you're a pretty good artist. Would you mind having a show?" So I said, "Wow," you know, I said, "This will be," so I had a show down there on Union. And after that, it just started I started up again. So, and then now I'm here, like I said, a decade later, and I had shows. I sold in Aspen, painted live in Denver, and like I said, then I sold paintings, people that live in California, New York. So, you know, it's good to know, because like me, I'm my biggest critic. Like, you know, it's never done. It's never good. Like I said, it's not clean. And, you know, some people, other artists probably do think that about me, and I don't mind it, because there's a lot of critics, and, you know, you gotta support yourself, you know, in any subject, you got to do that. But, you know, there's people, like you meant, you know, that really like it. And that's like the biggest compliment ever. Like I said earlier, when people you don't know appreciate it, right, and they feel it. Like I said, you know, I know a lot of people with my characters that I do, they said they could kind of feel something in those eyes, kind of like that award that won. I think, you know, sometimes people, they get, you know, they could feel certain things, and it's just a good feeling. So now here I am, and I'm loving art. As you can see behind me, a little thing in my in my garage.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was checking that out earlier.
Yeah.
About you're inspired by the Beatles, and like you were talking about, music is very motivating for you.
Yes.
And that's true for many people in terms of elements in your life that have huge influences on you. And it sounds like your family and your friends were a huge influence on you, and your support system in terms of encouraging you to pursue your art.
Yes.
What else do you think in terms of inspirations or things that were influential to you in regards to like developing your style?
Developing my style, like I said, I started with cartoons. That was my dream when I was little, was to be a cartoonist for Disney. Then I just, you know what I mean? It just didn't work out. I actually had an internship at Disney, and I was trying to work that out. But the funny side story, I was in Florida, and I talked to artists. He goes, "All the artists are in California." So I was across America in the wrong place. So I actually did. I did try a little bit for that. You know, I didn't let that dream go completely. But then after a while, you realize. But then after that, it was, like I said, it was kind of the pop culture. I really loved, you know, being an 80s kid growing up, you know, with the cartoons. Sure. I loved He-Man, you know, Ghostbusters, Transformers. So I think seeing those visuals, the colors, I think that really kind of stuck to me. And then I just always was a big fan of Renaissance art. I just, as you can see, Mona Lisa back here, but Michelangelo, and, you know, there's no way I'll ever be able to, you know, get on that stat. But I was just amazed when I saw the figures and the sculptures. So it was just like a cross of everything. And then I really liked street art. You know what I mean? I liked the break dancing and, the spray paint, and that caught my eye too when I was still younger.
Mhm.
And then it's funny, how all that kind of gets in a tornado and it kind of makes you who you are. And I think that's a lot how artists are, like musicians, like a certain sound, you could hear that sound.
Right.
And like I said to you, I mean, music's a big part of my life too. I started playing guitar again. So it's just music and art. I think, I love it. And I think people that, even if they can't, I mean, do it. I mean, to relax, to, I mean, it doesn't matter if
just to fuel their creativity.
Yeah, it
your
doesn't
creativity.
matter. You don't have to be great.
Right.
You don't have to, I mean, do it for you. And that's
Right.
one thing I could always say, and I stress, because, when I was younger, there were some older guys that, would talk down on me, and they wouldn't lift me up. They would say, no, you're not good. And it, like I said, and that's what I would tell younger artists. I mean, do what you want to do and paint what you want to paint. Don't let people, tell you, nah, that's not good. It's not. Just do it. Do it for you.
I agree. Do what you want and be happy at it. And, that's just kind of helps you flourish, helps you grow. And you have, so it does sound like you have a lot. Did you ever take art history or art appreciation growing up?
Yeah, exactly. All throughout, always art classes. High school, I had Michael Martinez. He was my teacher. He's a good guy. Then I had Dave Edwards in college at PCC. So that really helped out, and it's kind of neat because, they're all artists too. So they show you their kind of ideas or whatnot. And you could pull a little from what they have too. But yeah, and that's one thing I got to say about Pueblo. I mean, there are a lot of good artists in a small area. Me personally, I almost call it like baby Taos because there is a lot of hidden talent here. And, those other places, they get New York and because they have more people. So obviously, but I think for a small area, there's a lot of amazing artists in Pueblo.
So shout out to Pueblo.
Shout out to Pueblo.
That's
the
awesome.
Levees, everything. You could see
You mentioned your love of Renaissance art. And one thing in particular in Renaissance art is portraiture.
Yes.
So
yes.
Do you feel like a lot of your portrait, and you make a lot of portraits.
Yeah.
So would you say that there is a direct relation from what you were seeing in Renaissance art and in terms of like maybe style or
not
design elements
style,
that attribute to like your portrait style?
But yeah, probably like with anything, you probably do it without even knowing. And that's like a lot of things in life. I think, you just start going, but, in your mind, you always were a fan of this or you like this color. So it just, then after you're just towards the end, I'm just like, wow, there it is. So,
it dominates. Yeah. And all these things that you've experienced, seen, they're all in your mind and they're all working and coming to the forefront when you're creating. And so all of these things happen to just come up. So in terms of contemporary artists, like right now, maybe not necessarily in Colorado or in Pueblo or anything, who are some of your favorite contemporary artists?
Contemporary wise, like I said, I haven't been studying them too much, but there's a lot of like I said, urban street artists. There's a Crayola I like a lot. And I have a good friend in Denver. He actually did a lot of my tattoos, Mike Stracino.
Awesome.
Like I said, I'm a big fan of just art's art. Like I said, if I see a piece that's not really necessarily who it is, you like it, almost like a good song. If you hear it, it doesn't mean you have to like the whole genre, but a good piece is a good piece. But like I said, growing up, I love Dolly, just his style and his weirdness. And, I was in heaven when I was at the Chicago Museum, all the different pieces. That's why I said, I got to make it to Europe. But before I get too old, I got to go to Europe and see all those statues. And
absolutely. That's awesome. Well, thanks. I mean, that's so relatable just because, I mean, just all the things that you absorb and all the things that influence you. And as a creative person, you're just like, all these different things are going to come out in some way in your artwork. So
Yes.
I wanted to just take a moment now and to share some of your artwork
Okay, sounds good.
with the viewing audience. We have a nice little group going here. Um,
Good. Hey guys.
so hi. So I'm going to go ahead and just reduce myself and
Okay.
pop on your artwork.
Okay, let's see a couple.
Let's go ahead and do this here. Okay, so go ahead.
This piece, I'm pretty sure it's called Come Between Us. And obviously just flowers. But the orange, what I like about this is, you know, I kind of like the background. That's one of my favorite colors is orange. So, you know, I kind of started filling that out. And then what's funny with me is I kind of stand back, look at the background, and then I kind of determine, you know, what image I kind of want to put on there, you know. So this was a real pretty one, you know, and I was actually at work. And so I just drew it out, you know, started drawing it out. I saw a couple different, you know, ideas of, you know, just looking at real flowers. And so, and I'm pretty sure that piece sold. So I've done a set like this kind of, yeah, I've done a smaller set like this. And this one I think was maybe 1 foot by 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of, I kind of like the, you know, the length of it too. It's kind of a different canvas.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the buffalo.
My personal favorite.
Yeah, I got a print for you. I got a print coming. So
oh, awesome! Thank you so much.
Next time I see you, which one's this? Wisdom Within. Wisdom Within. I never really did kind of the Southwest feel. Sorry. No, it's fine. I never did kind of. So this was kind of like my getting, because I kind of want to do a little series of Southwestern stuff. But what was cool about this show and what brought up childhood memories at the library was, you know, reading books. And because I was there as, like I said, a little kid at the library for hours. My mom used to take me. So this was kind of more of one of the library pieces, because I used to read, you know, there's children's books with animals. I used to love the animals. So this was almost kind of a homage to the library itself and how the imagination took me there. And I really loved the Native American culture and the pride, and basically how much they respected the buffalo and how much the buffalo helped keep them alive.
I like this piece because it has like some dimensional quality to it.
Yes.
Not only does it have, there's a pattern quality to it, but there's definitely, I'm getting like a sense of more dimension.
Yeah, exactly. And I started with the patterns first, and I just went layers. That painting's probably 3 or 4 layers of different type of paint and spray paint. I used some paint, as you could see, to do the different patterns in the background. I thought that would make it a little different. And this guy,
sorry,
the green guy, I can't remember what's the name of that one. Let me see.
I think it's the last becomes the first.
Yeah, you're right. And with these names, it's funny, almost like music title names. I just come off the top of my head. So sometimes I can't even, then they're long. I cut them down. You should have seen my old paintings. I mean, they were literally a paragraph. But
titles, yeah.
Yeah, you like some weird song titles. So like I said, I relate with music a lot, you know, like through my art. This is just one of my characters. Some of my friends and people that been being along with me for the ride since even high school days, they remember these guys. Like you said, these are almost like just the portraits. It's almost like a portrait. And these are
personalities, though. There's definitely some personalities.
And their eyes. A lot of people. I know my stepmom. She really liked the eyes. She would tell me that. She goes,
right. Yeah, this is a favorite of several staff members here. They really like it. Just really speaks to them. But yeah, it's extremely engaging.
Yeah. And then what's cool about that, which you can't see in the picture, it has a frame the same color. I painted the frame.
That's right.
I kind of that aqua colors around in the frame, and that's still for sale too. But I like the bright colors. I said, I like I like the yellow, the oranges, and this is one you almost, and you probably agree with me, you almost have to see it in person, because I don't
Absolutely.
think, because
Yeah.
there's some textures in there, and that's one thing I started doing years ago. I love texture, and on some of those I even use paper mache, and and I let people ask me, I said, touch it, I'm not one of those people, don't I want you to touch my paintings. That's the reason for texture.
Right. It's really inviting. They're all really inviting and engaging.
Thank you.
You can get
Thank
really
you.
close to them and it really be a part of it, be a part of what you're viewing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people really enjoy getting close up to your artwork. Not only is it large scale, but it really draws you in. So I really think that's one aspect of your artwork that's really attractive to people.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. And this one, what was this one? Let me see the name. The Sweetest Memory, I think. Yeah. And this, this was, what was funny, I almost had writer's block / artist block on this. I had the background done, obviously, like I told you, and it was just more abstract. Then I added some spray paint, as you could see. And I just didn't, so then I drew some flowers, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna put a face there. So I kind of went with a Maryland-ish type of, face. And people liked it. This was one at the show that more people were talking about than the others.
Right. And this particular piece sold at your show here at the library. Yes. And yes. I think it really speaks. It's such a piece that has the pop art being a part of it.
Exactly.
It's really, and that just really speaks to people. People love that aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Not only, maybe it doesn't remind them of growing up or familiarity, but it's just it's such a iconic image. Marilyn's such an iconic individual who's been in the news recently. So,
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. But just her image and her silhouette and just everything about her is there's iconic aspects to her.
Yeah.
I think, and she's such a big part of pop art. Of course, Warhol,
Warhol
comes to mind, and looking at your artwork, you can't deny that he's an influence on you.
Yeah, exactly. He was, because he was big when I was really young, and I remember seeing him on TV, and so he was one that was still alive during that I could remember, because like I said, I'm a fan of the past ones almost more than the present, and that's not putting anyone down. It's just like you said, it's your influences growing up, and they just stick with you.
Exactly. And it just, I think you have a lot of influences that are 20th century artists for sure.
Yes.
And mid-century artists, but yeah, definitely pop art, and Fauvism, all kinds of different types of art movements that I definitely see in your work.
Thank you. Yeah. And I try to change it up too. I try, some people, they just do one thing, and that's great. That's your art, but I try to do a variety.
Right.
So,
there's no denying you have your own style. You definitely have your own characteristics.
Yes.
You have a recognizable style. Thank you. You have a following, and people really enjoy seeing what's next from you. Definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Bree.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's the next.
This guy. I'm proud of him. This basically is me. This is my style. This is who I am. And his name's Clifford the Great. Yes. And my great grandfather's name was Clifford, and he was one of the best men I know in my life. So so this is the 2022 version. So this is the futuristic, but long time ago, I started him off with a hat, almost like a steampunk version. And now, as you could see, he's gradually going with the times, kind of mechanical. He has a mechanical balloon there, and kind of neat clothes, kind of still with that steampunk type. But yeah, this is Clifford the Great. and I'll just keep doing versions of him with different colors and different outfits on. But basically, this is my type of style that I've been doing for 20 years.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, do you feel like you've evolved from that at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. If I showed you old ones, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one holds up better than the old Cliffords. So, but yeah, I like this piece. It's still available. I think if I don't sell it, I might put it in the fair just because it's me.
That's
it's
awesome.
Original.
So are you going to be entering the 2022 fair again?
Yes. I might do a couple pieces this year. And what's so funny, it's awesome that I'm talking to you. My girlfriend actually talked me into doing the piece the one that you guys picked. Because before that, I didn't enter anything in the fair since I was 13.
Wow.
And I got an award. I got like honorable mention. It was just a small little pencil sketch or something. But
at 13, don't you think that's admirable for you to like be recognized as among, professional artists or amateur artists or just artists that are showing? I mean, that's so you're like, maybe I've got something here. Maybe I should pursue it. Maybe all these people are telling me that I've got talent. So maybe I should see where I can go with it. That's
you never know.
Of course. Yeah. And see where you are now. I mean, I think you had, incredible success. I think that's amazing.
Thank you, Bree. And thank you for all you did. That show I'm just sad everyone couldn't make it because it was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, we still have another week.
Yeah.
So here's the next one.
Yeah. I have the video on my YouTube page, so they could always check that out too.
Absolutely. And I'll be starring that and putting all kinds of information in the feed of this broadcast.
Awesome. Thank you, Bree. Thank you. This is Imagine. And you could tell that I'm a Beatles fan behind me. But yeah, this is Johnny Boy, John Lennon. And what's funny about this is I literally did this a day or two before the show, before I hung the pieces. And I actually was gonna, I had that New York feel. I kind of had that with the bright colors and, the letters and stuff. So I actually started doing the Statue of Liberty.
Oh.
And then something hit me. I said, you know what? Let's change it. So, yeah, I put John Lennon because he loved New York so much. Obviously, unfortunately, that's where he passed. But John Lennon. And then since this picture, I added some stuff. I added some bubble letters, and there's a couple things I added. I know I did a heart, and I outlined it. But I like the size of this painting. This was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, this is really great. This got a lot of comments at the show.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that really were drawn to this, not just with the John Lennon iconography, with the naming and the face, obviously. But this is again, this kind of harkens back to the Maryland picture in terms of recognition of pop icons, of pop art icons.
Exactly.
So that's just again, you can just see your influences here.
Thank you.
Your contemporary 20th century influences.
Yeah, exactly.
But also your street influences.
Too many to name, There's too many great artists to even name.
Yeah.
But this is Imagine, and this one sold. This sold out the show.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really like the size of this.
Yeah.
And this little guy, he goes back. This was one of my library pieces too. That kind of some of these, the animal ones are more kind of kiddish, because anytime I think about the Pueblo Library, I have great memories of being a kid there. And, like I said, being there for hours and reading books and, so this was one of the pieces kind of more dedicated to. And what's funny, it's kind of like a coyote / a fox because his tail. But this was another one with the background. I was going kind of more southwest because, like I said, I want to do a series on that in honor of my stepmom who grew up in New Mexico. So I kind of want to do cowboys and Indians and, cool.
it'd be really cool because a lot of these have that naive feel. So it's got like a naive or children's illustration type of feel to it. Yeah. But, and that's like the surface. But if you're looking at the painting in front of you, there's so much buildup behind it. In terms of, not just in the backstory, but in terms of the process, the application process.
Yes.
In terms of like just outside of the imagery, the background buildup, paintwork is just really beautiful in terms of the color usage and just the way it's laid on. And that would be an amazing series. And I think it would I think it would probably, a lot of people would relate to it because they probably also have, these childhood experiences that have stayed with them, and imagery from their childhood stayed with them. It just really, it's a comforting thing.
It is.
It's also, a reminder of family and things like that. And I think that would be an amazing thing to investigate.
Thank you, Bree. And this is one also, like the others, you still have how many days, 4 days or so. But this one you got to kind of see in person because, as you said, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And
it's large also.
It's large. It's a large
36 by 48.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think I think it's 36 by 36.
It's a bigger piece. But there's a lot of texture. And like I said, so I'll apply paint, literally watch it dry, which takes a long time. And then add more. And then, I'll let it dry. Then I come back the next day, add some more texture, some more. So these are all these paintings have probably 3 or 4 backgrounds on them.
And that's part of your process, is building up the background and building kind of like I said, a dimensional feel to them.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome. We're getting lots of thumbs up. We're getting a lot of viewers here. We're getting a lot of people that are favoriting.
Thanks, guys.
Favoriting this program, favoriting your artwork.
Awesome.
Certain artworks have thumbs up on them.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm gonna plug your show. That Jeffrey's solo show is still on view on the 3rd floor of the Rawlings Library branch, which is on Abriendo, and it will be here through the 31st of May. So through next Tuesday.
Yes.
And we're open from Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9, Friday from 9 to 6, and Saturday from 9 to 6, and Sunday from 1 to 5. However, we will be closed on Monday the 30th for Memorial Day. It still gives you 4 or 5 days to come down and see his artwork. So absolutely. It's a really, it's a beautiful show to just be able to experience in person.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and this is a texture one.
Yes. It definitely has, if you look at it sideways, it has a buildup, and it has definitely huge areas of texture.
Yes. And this is one that I did use paper mache, so it could be mixed medium. I use paper mache, and like you said, it's funny with this one. You could, if you stand on the left.
Oh, well, it looks like we've lost Jeffrey for a second. Hopefully he'll come back in here in just a moment. He's talking about this piece that has texture and buildup. He used paper mache and flat paint to build up this artwork. So let's give him a second to come back in here. Here you are. Okay.
See me?
Here you are. For a moment. I
lost my battery.
Doing some art history on this artwork.
That was just you. Yeah.
So you were talking about just building up this with it. It's made with paper mache
a lot of texture. And like I said, this one's still available, but this is more of an abstract piece, as you could as you could see, it's a lot of different things going on, a lot of, different shapes. And this is also one, again, that is better to see in person, I think.
Right. For sure. Yeah. And definitely, I mean, like, I can't help but thinking about like Voodoo Shrunken Heads when I look at this.
Yeah.
It's just like definitely has like this definite imagery for sure.
Yeah. It's different. Yeah. And that's what I like about sometimes just doing straight abstract, because people will come up to me at shows and they see a whole thing that I can't even see. And I just, I shake my head and agree, but sometimes I can't see it myself, but they do, and that's a good thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm just like, okay. So that's the end of my show, the slideshow.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, what kinds of things are you working on currently?
Currently, I have some pieces going, some backgrounds. Like I said, I think next I'm actually might start that Southwest little series. Maybe do some, Indians and American, Native Americans, and maybe some cow, maybe do a little series like that. Then just go back to my characters. I kind of want to, then, like I said, I'm going to work on probably a big piece for the state fair. Work on that, and you guys could probably catch a piece there, but I'll be working on try to have a next solo show somewhere here in town.
Awesome.
And I got some big pieces
and also
too.
You mentioned a little bit about getting back into pottery. Like pottery was something that you started early on.
Yes, I love pottery. Just that is really, it's relaxing. Just the clay and the water, and I had some fond memories, in high school and college. My pottery classes, just, it really takes you down a level. And I love, just creating and taking. What's so cool is you have this block of clay, and then, a couple weeks later, you have a person, a face. As you could tell with some of my pieces, I really love the human face. I just, noses and eyes, and I just think that's art. We're art. We are art. So that's one of my favorite things to create too.
That's awesome. And I think definitely I think you really got some new followers
Thank you.
with this show. And a lot of like your family or your support system, and a lot of your your friends are here. So what kind of advice would you like to give young artists that are they really are feeling that they want to create, but they're not sure? So what types of things would you tell them to in terms of advice, in terms of just pursuing their artwork?
Yeah, like I said earlier, when I was younger too, I really didn't have no one that kind of took me by the wings, really. So, I kind of did it by myself, but, you always have support, your friends, your family, and just create for you. Do how you feel. If you want to draw something, do it. If you just want, or if you want to paint with a certain color, go for it. With art, there's no limit. You could, and then my dad told me a great thing too, with art, you could paint until you're 90, 100. It never leaves you. So as an artist, you could start like me at three years old drawing, and, and then you could stop for 4 years and you could pick it up again and just do it for you. Do it, do it to get away from the stresses of the world of everyday life. Art is a beautiful thing, and I think it's really meaningful. And without it, I know that I wouldn't be the same person I am today.
Absolutely. And there are such things as art therapy and art as creative expression, and using art to really illustrate things that you can't verbalize.
Yes,
so
exactly.
These are all tools that art can provide.
Yes.
So I do have a question from a viewer asking you, are there any pieces in throughout Pueblo and the community that are public art pieces that they can view
That they could view
of
with
yours?
my work?
Yes.
My work, no, not at the time. I don't have anything. Like I said, you got about 4 or 5 days at the library on the 3rd floor. But as of now, I don't have no pieces at the coffee shops or anything.
Okay.
But I am looking this summer to have a show somewhere or get a hold of some galleries. But thanks for the question. So hopefully soon. The answer is hopefully soon, sooner than later. But you got 4 days to go to the library. So make it on the 3rd floor and check out.
Yes.
Is it 11
Again,
or 12
right.
pieces?
It's today. So today is the 25th. The show closes on, you'll be here to close it on June 1st.
Yes.
Which is a Wednesday. So it's on view today until 9 p.m. Tomorrow, Thursday, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday from 9 a.m. to 6. Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6. Sunday from 1 to 5. Monday will be closed for Memorial Day, and then Tuesday all day from 9 to 9. You can have an opportunity to view Jeffrey's art. Also, you should visit his Facebook page, Art of Jeffery Arellano, and I will add that to the Facebook feed.
Thank you.
Also on Instagram, Art of Jeffery Arellano. It's ampersand Art of Jeffery Arellano. And you have all your pieces on display on your Instagram page that people can see. And you have prints available. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. I have prints. You just even message me and I can make prints of even old pieces if you like some of the older ones. They're 11 by 17, but I could always change them too for your preference. If you have a frame, a certain size, just let me know and I could get you prints. But yeah, all of them are usually around $20 and, they're good quality. So yeah, message me. Then I sell, all the paintings that I have left too. So.
Okay. And also like all of his contact information is either on Facebook or Instagram via DM or email.
Yeah.
So one last question. Would you ever consider a large scale mural piece somewhere in Pueblo?
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm waiting. Me and my friend, I kind of want to maybe do a levee piece, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I actually did a roof project Inspire. I wrote the words Inspire pretty big during the thunderstorm, so that was pretty terrifying to do. But yeah, I just haven't done murals in a while, but it's something I could do, and I like doing it. But yeah, well, I'm hoping to get something on the levee here soon.
Awesome. That's amazing. I just, and like I was saying earlier, I did a program with some of the levee mural painters, and I'm doing another one on June 9th with another group of levee mural painters, and they would absolutely love to have you as an addition, to have a piece of your work on the levee. That would be amazing. I just went for a walk down there the other day and really had to see these pieces in person, and they are just like breathtaking to see. This, the sheer size of some of these pieces from the girls that had on, just amazing artwork. And I just think that one of your pieces on the levee would just solidify your, it would just be another page in Pueblo art history.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
And like I said, that was a thing growing up too. I was, to have the longest art, all the art, have the Guinness Book of Records, that was something I was proud of, just even being little and just being a fan of art. I was proud of that Pueblo had that. But like I said, I respect all the Pueblo's artists. We're all together. If we don't support each other, there's not a lot of people that will. So, I'm always friendly and come talk to me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a piece on the levee. So hopefully that's sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm sure we would love to see that.
Those spots are filling up, so I better.
Yeah,
I can't wait too long.
So yeah, I will plug them. Cynthia Ramu, who is the coordinator for the Pueblo levee mural artists, is definitely somebody down at the Pueblo Arts Alliance that if you are a painter, an artist, if you would like to contribute to that, that's definitely the person that you would need to get in touch with.
That sounds good.
Since you probably know her. But
Thanks,
so you're
Bree.
getting a lot of love here on this program. A lot of hearts, a lot of thumbs up.
I can't
that's
see it,
amazing.
but thank you.
So I really thank you so much for sharing some of your time with us, Jeffrey. It's been amazing to learn more about you and your artwork and to see some of your artwork. And again, there are still a few opportunities to come down to see his work, his one-man show at the Rawlings Library branch on Abriendo. It's through the 31st of May on the 3rd floor at Rawlings. And thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the love. And we appreciate you being here, Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I just want to say once again, thanks to the Pueblo Library for having my show. And thank you guys for voting for the piece at the State Fair. And thank you, Bree, for the great reception that you gave me with the beautiful presentation and music by my good friend John Hawtrey. Thanks to him. But yeah, like I said, go check it out on the 3rd floor, guys. I appreciate all the love and support. And everyone, thank you so much.
Thank you again. And thank you all for tuning in. Please join us again for another installment of the Celebrating Pueblo Community Art and Artists. We will have our next program on June 9th. So thank you all again for joining us tonight. Have a good evening. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.